escalating trade tensions. According to Politico, the proposal included plans to boost spending in areas such as energy and deepen ties in fields like 5 and 6G technology. But President Trump stated on social media that negotiations aren't progressing, and the US is expected to reject the European Commission's latest proposal.
2 Israeli embassy staff members were killed in a shooting outside a Jewish museum in Washington, D.C. this week in what appeared to be a planned anti-Semitic attack. The suspect was arrested at the scene. Police said he was not on their radar. FSN's Tony Waterman sent this report from the scene of the shooting.
There has been a very heavy police presence here, investigators inside trying to work out those details. A suspect in this case has been identified as 30-year-old Elias Rodriguez from Chicago. FBI agents are there right now going through what they believe to be the apartment he was living in, looking for any sort of clues as to what motivated him. One thing we do know, officials are saying that after the shooting took place, he went inside the museum, and eyewitnesses say that he tried to pass himself off as an eyewitness himself before security officials detained him. And as he was going into custody, officials say that he said, "Free, free Palestine." So there seems to be a connection, perhaps, between what is going on in Israel, what has been happening in Gaza, and the shooting that took place here.
This week, US President Donald Trump ambushed his South African counterpart, Cyril Ramaphosa, in the Oval Office by playing a video and amplifying false claims that white South Africans have been victims of genocide. FSN's Kate Fisher was watching the argument unfold in Washington.
President Ramaphosa came to the White House seeking to discuss trade and critical minerals. Instead, he faced a televised ambush. The meeting started with pleasantries and discussions about golf and foreign policy. But then the tone changed. President Trump insisting on false claims of land seizures and mass killings of white Afrikaners, and largely dismissing Mr. Ramaphosa's attempt to describe the situation in his own country.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN. A warning this week from US retailer Target after it posted weaker-than-expected first-quarter results. It blamed economic conditions as well as changes to its diversity, equity and inclusion policies. FSN's Mitch McCann was poring over the numbers and sent this report from New York.
Target's stock price on the New York Stock Exchange took a hammering on Wednesday after news the company missed its first-quarter revenue estimates and cut its full-year sales outlook. Sales fell nearly 3% year-on-year, transactions in-store and on its website fell by 2.4%, and the average spend of its customers during online and in-store visits also fell by 1.4%, so a slate of bad news for Target. Target has identified a number of reasons for the large slump, including declining consumer confidence, uncertainty about the impact of tariffs, and a customer revolt earlier in the year. That was because Target announced it was scaling back its DEI efforts, leading to a very expensive boycott from customers.
This week, the UK, France and Canada threatened Israel with concrete actions over its expansion of military operations in Gaza. The joint statement condemned the humanitarian crisis in the besieged enclave and Israel's response to what the three countries called the intolerable level of human suffering. FSN's Simon Gaitan sent this report from London.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer joined French President Emmanuel Macron and newly elected Canadian Premier Mark Carney in issuing a joint statement calling on Israel to stop its military operations in Gaza and immediately allow humanitarian aid to enter the territory. While reiterating condemnation of Hamas's attack on October 7th, demanding the release of all remaining hostages and supporting Israel's right to defend itself, the statement strongly opposes the expansion of Israel's military actions in Gaza, calling the escalation, quote, wholly disproportionate and Israel's announcement to allow limited food into Gaza wholly inadequate.